Welcome to episode 1 of our career mode in F1 23. So here is our new car. Yeah, boys, we picked AlphaTauri. Absolutely beautiful, not really beautiful, AlphaTauri in all of its glory. And as we start our new 2023 F1 season, this is, I've got to say, the reason I haven't been uploading closer to the release date is because I haven't been able to get my steering wheel to work. It's actually been quite a problem for me. So now that I've got my steering wheel working and all the force feedback settings and all those sort of confusing settings, I have actually managed to get it to work this time. So I've got all the latest telemetry, all the latest force feedback settings, and yeah, and without any further ado, we're just going to jump into some practice, you know. For the first round, it's the game's always made you do the first practice session. So I'm just going to do a couple sessions and actually get used to the car instead of just doing quick practice. So yeah, at the end of FP1, we're just gonna sort of cross the line and get some research and development done for qualifying, and yeah, go and race. Yeah. It's a normal weekend format pretty much, isn't it? But it is qualifying now. Starting our flying lap in the AlphaTauri. The track is starting to get darker with the floodlights now on, so it should be a different story with the tyres. Speaking about tyres, we are just going to get a last minute warmth into them. Nice warmth into the coat of the tyres as we round the final corner of the track, starting our flying lap. And here's I speed up the video here so that it makes it a bit more interesting for you guys. And just run you through the lap pretty much, as yeah, pretty much get that braking point perfectly, which honestly is thanks to practice. I could get that extra practice in all the braking points around the track. On the first lap of practice, I was actually really struggling, so it was a good thing I did it and I didn't just go straight to qualifying, because otherwise I'd go probably straight last. But yeah, this was actually a pretty clean lap. It wasn't particularly fast, but there were not really any mistakes in the lap, so it did feel pretty good. This one was very fiddly on this new car. The brakes are very sensitive. That's the one corner that I was constantly locking up in practice. So being able to nail it and qualifying was actually extremely satisfying. So I had a massive grin on my face going down this second DRS, third DRS zone, sorry. No, there's one earlier on, two earlier on in the track. This one's actually pretty easy in this game. Nice flat out in these cars. Beginning of last year, you couldn't do it flat out, so you can definitely tell there's an upgrade of grip, aero grip. Of course, the new cars have downforce underneath the car. What's it called? I can't remember what it's called. Someone can comment it down below. I'm sure I'll remember it though. I'm sure I will remember it, or at least hope that I should. We've been doing so much reading on it. Anyway, here we go.
World Championship. We go racing today around the 3.36 miles of the magnificent Bahrain International Circuit, with 15 corners and 2 good passing opportunities into turns 1 and 4. Keep an eye out for drivers locking the front left tyre into the tricky braking zone of turn 10. Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he'll start from pole position. And a very happy Carlos Sainz will start second. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Leclerc, Russell, Hamilton, Fernando Alonso, Gasly, Ocon, Bottas, Joe, Magnussen, Perez, Albon, Hulkenberg, Norris, Ace, Oscar Piastri, Sargent, Sonoda, and Lance Stroll brings the grid to a close. Now it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track.
It's true, we did line up 16th, so we were very close to Q2, but we just couldn't make it. As I said in qualifying, actually, it felt clean, but it didn't feel very fast. So as I'm just looking over the setup that the team's given me, you know, tweaking a few things, because the AI can be a bit stupid sometimes, we will start the formation lap. Now this formation lap, you know, just to heat up the tyres like I was at the beginning of qualifying in the last session. But yeah, I was actually really looking forward to this race. New team. I got a new helmet from last season. Hopefully not going to have as many of those mechanical failures that I had in the last My Team career mode, because that was just literal half the races were just me pulling over to the side of the track in my Aston Martin, so that was pretty dreadful. As we're actually going to line up to our grid spot. Last minute burnout just to get the extra heat into the carcass of the tyre. Yeah, very important for pullaways, lots of front grip, because I've been spending a lot of time earlier braking and turning to get a lot of interior heat into the tyres, which will probably bleed through to the outside. As the lights engage for the first race of my career mode, as the lights go out, we have a beautiful start, instantly overtaking Hulkenberg and Piastri, approaching Norris. We're approaching the entire pack, in fact, as we go for a massive dive bomb down the inside, checking Perez and almost Zhou Guanyu, but we get a warning for contact with Zhou Guanyu. In fairness, I did do a bit of a dive bomb there, as I said earlier, and Magnussen, we go on the inside of him. Beautifully done, but he does have that extra front top end speed that this AlphaTauri just quite simply can't have even with electrical. But we do manage to stick it around the outside. Hopefully we can stick to Perez, as he has hards and we do have softs, so potentially we'll be able to stick with him. Clearly the game doesn't think he likes this track. So we go for a dive bomb into the really low speed corner, and Gasly is now ahead. We've overtaken Perez in the Red Bull. Not for very long though, probably, as he comes back in the inside of a very tight corner. So yeah, he's going to overtake us here. Maybe do the switch back now. He has way more grip than us. But we do have a drag. We're going to engage all of our electrical going down on this third DRS zone. Yeah, this is probably going to be a really fun race, constantly battling with people in the midfield. Yeah, we'll just have to see how it goes though, I guess. Still behind Perez and Gasly though, the order hasn't really changed ahead as I almost go off the track trying to go around Perez. Probably not going to make it stick, but we do, as we have somehow more grip than him. He probably spins up the tyres because the AlphaTauri shouldn't have that much grip over the Red Bull. And Gasly is now ahead, and he's probably not going to be ahead for very long, as he's just going to blast off into the distance. And Perez is looking very interested already. DRS next lap is probably just going to breeze past us with that Red Bull double DRS that they have in real life. Not sure if they do in the game, but now we're on the pit wall straight, and yeah, he's almost overtaken us before he's even gotten there, so he's probably going to just fly past us coming up here now. Yeah, there we go, already going down the inside. Potentially, yeah, we have DRS though, onto the second DRS straight, as we do tap the back of his car trying to do the switchback. So he hits the brakes, so it's just not a very good combination, which should result in a crash, as it did. No damage though, as we approach Checo. Again, going around the outside, trying to make that overtake stick, but again, he didn't have wheel spin that time, and he actually does have the corner, so he probably will, like Gasly, fly away now on those hards. So my soft is starting to peel away now, and yeah, not quite as fresh as they were at the beginning, as we're on lap 4:20 now. Probably not going to last very long, as Norris looks very interested on the inside there. Potentially already going to overtake us with the DRS. Oh yeah, he's definitely going to overtake us, as we are pretty much a sitting duck here on the straight. He has DRS on us. Two cars approaching behind, Stroll and Norris. Stroll gets ahead before though, as we go re-overtaking him. We almost lock up the brakes. I think I'm a bit sensitive, as I think I locked up there, pushing Stroll off the track. We do get a warning for that, in fairness, as Norris decides to go onto the inside of the track again to overtake us, even though we have DRS, and he actually manages to make it stick by braking later. Absolutely incredible driving from the both of us there. And I have an engine failure. Oh my goodness, I have an engine failure. Not again. Oh my god. This can't be happening again. I have an engine failure on the first race of the season. And I pull over to the side of the track. What? When has that Red Bull ever failed? Unless it's for me. Oh my god. I cannot believe that's just happened. Already we've had an engine failure.
Victory for the team from Milton
What?
Keynes then, after a quality performance. Tell me, Ant, how do they manage to achieve this win? They do so much for the sports that you can't help but be delighted by today's race win.
Well, we actually did start off with an incredibly strong race. Qualifying wasn't very good, but we ended up in 12th, not even being able to pit before the engine blew up in our face. So, yeah, I suppose we're just gonna have to wait for the next episode, see if we can get any points. I'll see you in the next video.